Good morning. Okay, let's get the energy going in the room. Good morning. I am Crystal Collins-Dunn, the president of Sarah Lawrence, and I am delighted to welcome you. I'm delighted to welcome you to this beautiful campus and this celebratory occasion as we gather for our 95th commencement. Without doubt, this is the most exciting and important event to take place on the lawn this year. That is saying something in a year which included a visit from the President of the United States. He stood in this very spot. He is quite the warm-up act to follow. But to quote an opening line from POTUS, "Hello, Sarah Lawrence College, one of the great liberal arts colleges in America." As we begin today, I would like to take a moment to continue a tradition that I began in my first Sarah Lawrence commencement, taking a moment to express gratitude, to honor thank those who helped guide our graduates to this moment. So graduates of the class of 2023, would you please stand? Good, you're lifting up good. And now graduates, please turn and face your families, your parents, your friends, those who have supported and nurtured you. Thank them with a hearty and heartfelt round of applause. Okay, graduates, turn around and please continue to stand. This is a good test. Are you listening today? Our staff, today as every other day, are working with unmatched dedication, many behind the scenes, to help keep you fed, safe, and healthy, to make sure that the lights turn on, that the tent is up, that the AV is working. Their tireless efforts make the campus what it is and ensure that a day like today is a seamless success. So please now thank our staff when you see them today and honor them with your applause. Stay up just a bit longer because last but not least, I want to invite you to honor a group of people who have been extraordinarily and singularly committed to your pursuit of learning and to your success for these past years, to whom you will continue to be connected long, long, long into the future, and that is the Sarah Lawrence faculty. Now you may be seated. I would like to add my thanks to the parents and families and friends in attendance today, and to all those watching and sending good wishes from around the world via live stream. We are so grateful for your commitment to Sarah Lawrence, for your support of our students. Today we mark a rite of passage not only for them, but for you as well. Please know that we consider you too to be a part of the Sarah Lawrence community, not only now but into the future, and we hope that you will stay connected with us. Today is a long-awaited celebratory occasion, but one that comes with many and varied emotions given our experiences across these last years. Class of 2023, you have had quite the trajectory at Sarah Lawrence. Some might say it was unprecedented. The arrival of the pandemic forced us to remote learning just as you, our graduating seniors, were midway through the second semester of your very first year here. When you left campus for that spring break, you all embarked on different paths. Indeed, some of you did not return to campus until this past fall, the world's longest spring break. For our graduate students, while it's not unusual for individuals studying such vastly different disciplines to have widely varied paths through grad school, it most certainly was not unusual to begin your time at Sarah Lawrence in math and in outdoor makeshift classrooms, that is when you weren't in class online. Different paths, different challenges, yet here you all are, together under the same tent at the same commitment. Together, staying connected. Despite the challenges you face, that's something that you have excelled at, class of 2023. Undergraduates, I remember welcoming you and your families to Sarah Lawrence on the day you moved in. The very first class to be welcomed in the then brand new Walker Campus Center. As we prepared for that arrival, I remember feeling a sense of confidence, ready to welcome you, and as I was entering my third year as a freshman, no longer a newcomer. And I remember the optimism, the excitement, the nervous buzz that swirled around. And I declared to you at the end of your orientation that the college was open. What I saw you there was a group of individuals like-minded in pursuit of broad, boundless knowledge, and your eagerness to connect, your eagerness to create work, to create community, to create lives, to create you. None of us simply imagined the script that was ahead of us, and if we had, we would have thought it stretched all the bounds of credibility. Yet when we gathered for a class post at the start of the year, we returned to campus as seniors. Your collective desire to come back together, to make this year vibrant, meaningful, and memorable, powerful. I remain so impressed by, and so grateful for your desire to make this work together, and the many ways that you put that into action. You have much to be proud of in your time with Sarah Lawrence class of 2023. For me, at least, your commitment to each other and your extraordinary efforts at building a community are right at the top of that list. When I asked members of this class what I should say in this address, one of you, you'll know who you are, told me to use the longest string of adjectives I could to describe you, and you have earned it. Together, you are the indefatigable, irrepressible, compassionate, empathetic, creative, food truck loving, passionate, justice speaking, just plain smart class of 2023. We are from our particular 4 years together, in ethics, my memory, the reasons they're both deeply personal, is a lot for that. I genuinely want to thank you for all that you've done together with everyone else under this tent to get us to this moment. In the fall, in anticipation of our 100th anniversary in 2026, we introduced the Centennial Griffin, a new visual representation of our long-standing network. And you, class of 2023, are the first graduates going out from this place with that version of the Griffin. And it's fitting because it embodies you well. Many like you are the inspiration for that version of the Griffin. Griffin symbolizing intelligence and strength, joining the power and majesty of a lion with the wisdom and tenacity of an eagle to create an entirely new creature to exceed its own heart. The Centennial Griffin brings its own particular twist to that with a blend of balance, wisdom, creativity. Wielding a quilt, a nod to how writing has been embedded in Sarah Lawrence from the start, the power of the word, supposed grace. A little playful, evocative of me, and in all the ways that SLBQ expresses themselves. Glancing to the past to honor what came before, while striding boldly toward the future. Class of 2023, I hope and trust that you will be the same. The future is on many minds at this moment, what a day like today does. So indulge me as I reference our mission statement, something I've done time or 2 or 20 in your years in college. Here we go one last time. It begins. Sarah Lawrence Grit seeks to graduate world citizens. And it concludes. You are prepared to tackle the problems of law and thrive in a complex and rapidly evolving world. There you have it in a nutshell. And I'd like to support the item to this thought. You are world citizens. You are prepared. Your education has prepared you. It's an understatement to say that we've all gained an appreciation of just how complex and rapidly evolving our world is. Never forget the chance to earn your degree at Sarah Lawrence. To be united with more than 20,000 alumni, privilege and pleasure, yes, but also in the obligation of this education. When I meet our alumni, what they tell me as I look back at the time of college is this: that Sarah Lawrence was transformative, that it was transformative, that it was life-changing. Transformative and life-changing. They tell me they didn't necessarily realize that immediately after graduation. So graduates, you are probably not going to wake up tomorrow morning feeling instantly transformed. But over time, this is what our graduates tell me they recognize as the most valuable aspect of their education. You go out into the world full of uncertainty. Be certain of one thing. Those 20,000 like-minded alumni across this globe are waiting to welcome you, support you, make space for you, to help you forge your path. As you move about the world, you will encounter them in all sorts of unusual and unexpected ways. You will have a graduate sometimes take you by surprise when you meet someone who asks penetrating questions, who thinks about problems from many angles, and in new ways, who connects disparate interests and passions for knowledge. You have a way of saying, and who's just interested. You'll recognize something familiar about these people and they about you. You'll recognize each other as Sarah Lawrence. Count on this network. Connect with each other. Stay connected to your college. And as we learned over these past few years, you don't have to be at Sarah Lawrence to be part of Sarah Lawrence. Always remember that. So graduates, I end with a simple charge. First, as a world citizen, Live into the promise of your Sarah Lawrence education. Continue to embrace intellectual and creative risks, to cross disciplinary boundaries with curiosity and with confidence, but also with humility, with humanity, and with concern and compassion for others. And then use your Sarah Lawrence education in the way it has prepared you. Use it to tackle the problems of and to thrive in a complex and rapidly evolving world. Do so not only so that you yourself may thrive, but in order to lead the way that all may thrive in this world that needs everything that you are so uniquely prepared to bring it. And it needs that now more than ever. Congratulations, class of 2023. And now it is my privilege to introduce Meryl Rosen of the class of '82, Chair of the Board of Trustees, who will bring greetings on behalf of the board.
Thank you, everybody, and good morning. I'm Meryl Rosen, and it's my absolute honor to be completing my first year as chair of the Sarah Lawrence College Board of Trustees. On behalf of the board, I'd like to welcome President Judd, Provost Singh, distinguished members of the faculty, staff, parents, family, friends, and most of all, the undergraduate and graduate classes of 2023. A very long time ago, I sat where you are now, next to the wisteria arbor, not this beautifully newly refurbished one, under a similar tent on a lovely sunny Friday in May. I can also tell you that one day envisioning myself standing before you was not something that ever crossed my mind that afternoon. From what I do remember, my thoughts were centered on saying goodbye to my dear friends, cleaning up my room in Andrews, how I had ruined my graduation dress by trying to hem it with a pair of scissors, and that I'd be heading back to Boston to start law school in the fall. And yet, here I am. What I'm noticing today, as I look out at all of you, is the perceived physical distance between us. While the space from this podium to the graduating class seems like only a short span, to me it represents decades of experience, knowledge, and perspective that was just beginning to take shape 4 years before I sat where you are today. I can tell you with complete certainty that while you probably won't remember every detail of what you've learned here at Sarah Lawrence, what will distinguish you from your peers in the endeavor of your choosing is how you learned. The process of developing critical thought and finding intersections in seemingly incongruous subjects is a skill that you'll continue to use throughout your lives and as you bridge the space from there to here. On behalf of the board, I'd also like to extend a big thank you to our award-winning commencement speaker, Bill Lawrence. Bill's projects enable us. Bill. Bill's projects enable us, in a very Sarah Lawrence way, to see the world through a charming humanistic lens while challenging cultural ideals. Bill's great-grandparents, Bill and Sarah Lawrence, would be extremely proud that their magnificent vision through Bill's work has reached such a huge and adoring audience. The board also congratulates attorney Linda Earley Chastang, Linda, who is receiving an honorary degree for her tireless work in the advancement of former Congressman John Lewis's civic engagement. Yes, congratulations. Linda has served on President Obama's Board of Advisors on historically Black colleges and universities, was also the general counsel of the NAACP, was the youngest and first Black female faculty member at Georgia State College of Law. Any one of these career-making accomplishments can be seen as monumental, and we're proud to call her an alumna. Thank you to both Bill and Linda for honoring us by being here today. To our graduates, as you cross the stage this morning to receive your hard-earned diploma, I hope that you take a few moments to consider your perspective. Imagine the path that brought you here and picture the possibilities that lie ahead. Thank your family and friends for their support, and know that while this is your commencement, there are many more people who helped to make it all possible. On behalf of the board, we hope that you embrace the same intellectual risks that you have honed at this college, become an active citizen of the world, remain engaged with this wonderful school, ask a lot of questions, and be grateful that you've had the opportunity to learn at Sarah Lawrence. We wish you the absolute best. Congratulations.
Thank you, Meryl. And now Lee Heyman, class of 1998, and president of the Sarah Lawrence Alumni Council, will offer greetings on behalf of the Alumni Association.
Hi, everyone. All right. I am super excited to be here to formally and officially welcome you to the Sarah Lawrence alumni community. I'm actually going to be celebrating my own 25th reunion coming up here in a few weeks, which I'm obviously also super psyched about. But it's also got me thinking a lot about the many ways, the many similarities between campus life back then versus today. For starters, you're all wearing a lot of the same clothes. Baggy jeans are back, the Doc Marten boots. And I'm definitely sure I saw one of you wearing that Nirvana t-shirt I left in the closet of Andrew's floor. It's okay, you can keep it. I know where it's been. But seriously, so the thing is, we all thought those clothes made us look cool and edgy, and you're all doing it ironically. It's okay, I get that. But beyond our dark clothes and our brooding music, Gen X actually has a reputation as well for our introversion. And let me just tell you, in that regard, the mid-90s here on Meadway were peak Gen X. There was even a joke at the time that the most outgoing a Sarah Lawrence student ever got was lighting your cigarette instead of tossing you the matches. Okay, I guess smoking is like one thing that's very different from 25 years ago, at least on campus. But this brings me to another interesting similarity that I hope you'll all appreciate. You see, as introverted Gen Xers, it was perfectly normal for us to spend long periods of time alone in our rooms, staring at our computer screens while avoiding all human contact. So, you may be wearing our clothes ironically, but we did social distancing before it was cool. Seriously, though, I do find myself in the interesting position of talking about the importance of making lifelong connections and relationships to a group of folks whose college and grad school experiences were so centrally defined by that need for social distancing and avoidance of human contact. But I suspect it's precisely because of that journey that you and your peer classes have a stronger appreciation than all of us for what it means to feel connected and how important those connections are. This alumni community you now join spans from the White House to Hollywood to law and medicine and education, across the written, visual, and performing arts, and so many other fields. A community made so much richer today by your entrance into it. A community of alums who are the living, breathing examples of the exceptional outcomes born of the intellectual challenges of this campus, but reared and nurtured by these very connections. Not just to the folks sitting around you, but to all of those who sat there before you as well. So in closing, my only ask is that you stay connected. Stay connected to each other, but stay connected to this institution. Because, as we all learned when the world shut down in March of 2020 so suddenly, these connections don't just happen by accident. They happen because we care about one another and because we set the intention to support each other on the journey to happiness and success in all the amazing and interesting and eclectic ways that Sarah Lawrence people use those words. So, on behalf of the Alumni Council and the entire Alumni Association, welcome now my fellow alumni, and congratulations.
Thank you, Lee. And now, please join me in welcoming the co-presidents of the senior class, Grace Jackson and Jamie Linehan.
Good morning, and thank all of you so much for coming. Now that we're all here together, it's so nice to see all of you and your families and all of your famous parents. If you're at all impressed with our stature and our witty repertoire, please help a sister out from the depths of unemployment.
We are so excited to be here. Grace and I have absolutely no authority to give advice, so we're just here to talk to our friends. It is so sad to stand here knowing how everything ends. We walked into freshman orientation wondering who our friends would be, what classes we would take, and what our first conference project might look like. And now we know.
How I will miss the romance, the mystery, and the excitement of the college campus. There are so many books we wish we could read and conversations we wish we could have again for the first time. I sit up at night wishing I had never met any of you horrible people. Just so I can meet all of you again for the first time.
It is surreal to know that we will only use the past tense to refer to our experience at SLC from here on out. But in graduating, we are joining a unique class of people, and we're really grateful to be a part of that very special club.
And many creation stories, curiosity is what causes the downfall of humanity. Eve eats the apple because she was told not to, or Pandora opening the box of sickness and evil. I know, like many of my peers in high school, I was taught to rid myself of any urges to learn things that were deemed not important enough to pursue. Graduating high school, I left with a 2.9 GPA and banned from all assemblies for an off-color joke I made about the movie Carrie the day before prom. But Sarah Lawrence was my dream school, and it was one of the only ones that saw the potential in me to be a scholar. Here we have been trusted to let our curiosity lead us. And before I attended school here, I thought maybe I was just stupid for being so adamant to reject what was fed to me. My freshman year, I felt an entire new door open for a new possibility of learning and community. I had my suspicions, but now I know the truth that those who quell independent thought are afraid of what happens when we let the mind wander into something more obscure, terrifying, and uncertain.
One of our education's greatest gifts is an unhealthy relationship with fear. In our seminars and conference work, we learned exactly how doomed humanity really is from a multitude of angles. Ideas of capitalism, climate change, and authoritarianism all hold much more ominous meanings than they did 4 years ago. Just sitting in seminar, let alone in conference, especially when you haven't done the reading, is absolutely terrifying. But it has also taught us how to be fearless. We learned how to just do it, to say yes, and to jump in with both feet. Fearlessness started when we committed to SLC and has flourished during our time here. We learned to see the world as the intertextual work of art that it truly is. Every puppet musical, ballet movie, and research paper is an act of fearlessness. And now what we are doing is an even bigger one. As Taylor Swift once said, I don't know how it gets any better than this. You take my hand and drag me headfirst, fearless.
Thank you to our faculty for always supporting our outlandish academic endeavors.
Thank you to our staff for making sure that all of our events actually took place.
Thank you to our parents for having faith in us always.
Thank you to our friends for your never-ending passion and the courage to be yourselves.
Thank you to the administration for letting us rule over the student body with an iron fist. Even if they won't let us call ourselves what we really are, the student body co-class dictators.
And thank you, Sadie Lou, for everything in between.
We did it.
And now it's my pleasure to introduce Aubrey Baker, who will present the senior class gifts.
Hi, guys. Seniors and soon-to-be alumni, congratulations on this amazing and impactful accomplishment. After 4 years of attending Barb dance parties, trekking up Bates Hill, and completing conference work the night before, we finally did it. We're graduating. During our time at Sarah Lawrence, we've created a tight-knit community under challenging circumstances. Throughout these hardships, the senior class has consistently come together to show support for each other. We're grateful for the role the college has played in our growth, from student to alumni. Our willingness to give to the Senior Fund represents the value we place on the one-of-a-kind education we've received from the college, as well as the memories we've made. The Senior Fund helps support student scholarships, without which 3 out of 4 students wouldn't be able to attend Sarah Lawrence. I myself am dependent on the financial aid I have received, which has allowed me to experience all of the life-changing opportunities the college has offered. Without the support of alumni, parents, and students, my time at Sarah Lawrence wouldn't have been possible. This year, we've had about 145 seniors donate to the Senior Fund, and if you haven't contributed to the fund, gifts can be made up until June 30th. Without your help, the transformative education we've received will continue to make a lasting impact on current and incoming students. Your gift can help future Aubreys attend Sarah Lawrence. As alumni, we can continue this year's momentum by staying in touch with our classmates, attending alumni events, and connecting with the broader Sarah Lawrence community. Thank you to President Crystal Collins-Judd for graciously matching every senior's gift this year with a symbolic $20.23 donation. Thank you to the generous donors who provided challenges throughout the year to encourage gifts. And finally, thank you to the class of 2023 for supporting the college and future students. Congratulations again on your achievements. I can't wait to see the extraordinary ways you change the world and the communities around you. Thank you.
Thank you, Aubrey, and thank you to the Senior Class Gift Committee and to all of you for your generosity. I'd ask you to now please join me in welcoming Jeremy Kadetsky, the Treasurer of the Graduate Student Association.
Good morning, everyone. Congratulations to my theater cohort, to my greater graduate cohort, and I suppose to the undergraduates as well. I'm sure I'm not the only one here who is finding as much relief as joy in this moment. For me, it's a relief of satisfaction and accomplishment, but also one of coming to the period at the end of a very long, winding, exuberant, challenging sentence. There is much to celebrate, staggering amounts of growth in our crafts and our personal lives. And I'm sure that we'll all find our ways to revel with those that we've shared our specific kind of Sarah Lawrence journey with. But I'd like to celebrate the rest at the end of the Sarah Lawrence sentence, for we've reached the period at last, full stop. Now that we are here between fully developed thoughts at an intermission to honor my field, let's take a break and reflect on ways to incorporate pause, reflection, and unproductivity into our daily practice of our art, our research, our advocacy, our life. For me, giving ourselves and the work important to us oxygen in this way is as radical and vital as any set of actions. So first, upon leaving this strange three-sided quad, let's be unproductive. Let's allow ourselves the time, resources, and space to heal or mourn or be goofy or be angry or just sleep. Let's rest. Congratulations again, L'chaim.
Thank you, Jeremy. And now I am pleased to introduce today's guest speaker, William Van Duzer Lawrence IV. In a comment I'm sure you've never heard before, that's a doozer of a name. It may have you, that name, expecting to see someone with a suit and top hat step off the walls of Westlands and make his way to the podium. But that would be William Van Duzer Lawrence I, our founder. Bill Lawrence, as our speaker is more commonly known, is the great-great-grandson of William and Sarah Lawrence. And also, in other accomplishments, one of today's most prolific television creators, producers, writers, and directors. As co-creator of Ted Lasso, he taught the world to believe. No small feat. His recent co-creation, Shrinking, features a signature blend of humor and humanity, a common thread throughout his extensive credits, which also include Scrubs, Cougar Town, and Spin City. Today is not the first time Bill has visited the college that bears his great-great-grandmother's name. He's generously given of his time on 2 prior occasions, hosting a Ted Lasso watch party with prospective students in the senior class in 2021, and joining students in conversation back in 2016 along with his wife, actress Krista Miller, a frequent player in his productions. And today, like so many of you, I am pleased to say that Bill has brought his parents with him. We are delighted to have Suzanne and William Lawrence III joining us today. Welcome. On an occasion such as commencement, it is a particular honor to be joined by someone with an innate ability to tell stories that are deeply moving, incredibly powerful, and full of optimism, not to mention just plain funny. No pressure, Bill. Please join me in welcoming Bill Lawrence back home to Sarah Lawrence.
I'm tall. Hey, everybody. Hey, where are the student body presidents? Raise your hands. That was very uncool to be that funny. That's But I count on people being really boring before me. That is unbelievably uncool. All right. These are not reading glasses. I'm young and hip. They're very cool. All right. Hey, before I start, this is off topic. I'm sure some of you are aware that there is a writer strike out there. Look, I'd clap too, but I'm old. This is a nice change from walking around with a picket sign. That's what I've been doing for the last week and a half. I do want to thank this school because it supports writers and artists so very much. And you guys should know that most of the issues are for young artists. So congrats to you. Give yourselves a round of applause really quick. I really appreciate it. A couple of the trustees, one trustee said for me to be inspiring and one said to be funny. So I'm going to go for 1 out of 2. Here it goes. All right. Professionally, this has already been stolen from me. I go by Bill Lawrence, but my full name, first step's admitting it, my full name is William Van Duzer Lawrence IV. I am, by the way, when it comes to commencement speakers, I am like the ultimate Nepo baby. Right? I would not have made it in Hollywood without Grandma Sarah's huge help. Full honesty is true. I did not have the courage to go to Sarah Lawrence. I visited here when I was a kid, and it was partly because everyone here seemed like super smart and independent and driven. And it was partly because in Westlands, there's a painting of a guy that looks just like me, except he's bald and has mutton chops. And by the way, Zach Braff wrote that joke, so it didn't work. But look, I do a lot of public speaking, but I want to tell you that normally I truly just get up and riff. You know, I maybe tell a story about Scrubs or Ted Lasso or what it's like to work with Harrison Ford. But Crystal, your president, how awesome is Crystal, by the way? You guys haven't given her the love yet. Anyways, Crystal wasn't super excited about me riffing. So this is true. Instead, I'm going to give you the same talk I give to my writing staffs on the very first day of work. And this is true. Hopefully you can take something of it. If not, hopefully it'll still be one of the two. But if anyone gets bored, you guys can just shout out the word Harrison and I'll hook you up with a cool Harrison Ford story. All right. I was counting on someone to yell Harrison. We'll do later. No big deal. No, too late. Don't pander. Don't pander. All right. Here we go. All right. So you all just got hired as writers on the 2nd season of Shrinking. All right. Here we go. All right. Welcome to the first day of work. I'll start with some bad news. Last year, every writer on staff got to write an episode, but this year, there's only 12 episodes. I made the mistake of hiring 400 of you. All right. That was a math joke. It's the only math joke I have. This is true. We have the greatest job in the world, okay? I get to hang around all day with talented people that I would want to spend time with anyways, making up stories. Man, it's a gift. But there's still some rules, and these are non-negotiable. Okay? Rule number 1 is don't be an asshole. All my shows is for real. I'm going to change it to no jerk policy because I just saw my dad clench a little bit. But I'm sorry, buddy. I'm trying to be cool for the kids. They like when you curse. All right. I'll tell you what I said to all the cast before you got here. This is a true story. I always start by saying I have been making TV with some of the crew members here for almost 30 years. The woman holding the boom microphone, I went to her kid's wedding. I like her better than you. Okay? So be nice, because this is a new job for you, and lots of people work on this show, and I'll tell you this, you're not going to love everyone. It's just not going to happen. Making a TV show, we used to say it's kind of like being at Thanksgiving with your family, only for like 6 months. and there's always an annoying cousin or a drunk uncle. And I expect you to treat everyone here still, though, with respect. I especially don't respond to people who manage down poorly, okay? If you treat someone badly who has no power and feels like they can't answer back, like a PA or any assistant, I will notice and you will go. Okay, do I sound like a scary boss? I'm trying to sound like a scary boss. All right? Oh, by the way, before I'm done with this rule, this is a hint, this is true. If you're at your job, your new job for a long time, and no one tells you who the jerk is or who to watch out for, it might be you. Hey, I'm begging you, don't let it be you, okay? Be kind to everybody. Rule number 2, be passionate about what you do. When I was a very baby writer, I was hired on the first season of a show called Boy Meets World. Hey, by the way, Topanga Lawrence, that is from Sarah Lawrence, because it's from me, so you guys are connected to that. Hold your clapping, because I was fired almost immediately. I think it's because it was obvious that I felt like that particular show wasn't my thing. I acted like it was beneath me, and it was so incredibly stupid worrying about my self-image. I mean, forget that the show went on to become a huge hit. Any show that finds an audience has merit and matters to someone, and I'm not lying to you guys, I truly damaged myself. And look, I get that none of you are gonna leave college with a thought of like, wow, I hope I get to write someone else's story for my whole career. I mean, we all wanna write and tell our own story, but maybe, just maybe, we have to occasionally embrace a different philosophy, which is do what you have to get to do what you want to. I finally learned this lesson. I got hired by a TV icon named Gary David Goldberg. He created a show called Family Ties. That was back when TV had 3 channels. You guys probably have never heard of it. But he was the first one that told me my job wasn't to write what I thought was funny. It was to write what he thought was funny. Isn't that weird? And I heard him, and 2 years later, when I was 26, I'm bragging, what's up? Gary and I co-created Spin City together. And you haven't seen it, don't clap. By the way, my youngest son is not in the speech. He finally watched Spin City, and at the end he was like, was this on TV? And I'm like, yeah, man, I didn't just show it to people in the garage, dude. This is on television. So look, with Spin City, I got to do what I truly wanted to do creatively, but that's the big trick. I'll tell you this, it is easy to be passionate when you're working on something that's truly yours, but the people that really excel work with that same passion on someone else's dream project because they know that's their path, okay? That was another great opportunity to shout Harrison. I got him locked and loaded. All right, Harrison, we're doing it. We're doing it. You guys want a fairly blue one or a tame one? Blue, all right, blue one, true story. So Harrison Ford, he's an inspiring guy. He's 80 years old. He's still working constantly. When I wanted him to be in the show Shrinking, I called him up, and I called Harrison Ford. It's very cool. And he said, yeah, it's a good script. I want to do it. Who else is in it? And I said, Jason Segel. And he said, who's that? And I go, oh, he's a cool writer, and he's done a lot of movies and written movies. And he's like, send me one. And I sent him the movie Forgetting Sarah Marshall. And if any of you remember that, Jason Segel's character, which happened in his real life, gets dumped while nude by his girlfriend. Harrison watched it, he signed on to the project, and he sent Jason a text, which is still on his wall, which says, nice penis. All right. I'm so excited to tell that story at a commencement speech. Okay. Rule number three, this is real. Work hard. Work hard, man. This sounds simple, but you will be surprised by how few people work really hard. Look, I can look out at your faces, and I say this with absolutely no judgment. Some of you are lazy. Dude, maybe you. Definitely you, right? I can usually recognize this because I'm lazy. All right, I'm admittedly lazy. I've been a writer for 33 years. I still leave it to the last second. You can look at Crystal for assurance that this is true. I handed this speech in 3 days late. She's hearing it now, though. You guys tell me if she's liking it or not. Okay, whether you want to be in the arts or not, how many of you out there, by a show of hands, enjoy writing? All right. All right, that did not go the way I thought. Because it is my personal belief that if you say you enjoy writing, you're either a liar or a sociopath. Thank you. I mean, don't get me wrong, having written something, right? Having written something is awesome. Writing is just awful. I can say, this is the first time anyone's yelled preach at me. It made me really happy. I can say all this because I've earned being lazy. But I want you to know that when I started out, I worked like a crazy person. It's a true story. When we first started making Spin City, we worked 47 consecutive days, including Saturdays and Sundays, usually 16-hour days. Gary David Goldberg bought the entire writing staff the worst Christmas present of all time. He bought us cots for our offices since we were sleeping there. It's a true story. But if the show failed, it wasn't going to be because we didn't try our hardest. Now, this is not meant to sound daunting. It's an opportunity. I can say this with absolute confidence. It does not matter what your first job is. You will immediately be in the top 5% of everyone there if you just work hard. All right, only about 40 minutes left in my speech. What if I went up to like Rule 30? Harrison, oh! I'm okay with it, but it means you're bored. All right, we were shooting a scene, and Harrison Ford, the shooting stopped on set, and I called down. They said, Harrison Ford has a problem. I called him up. Go, what's going on, man? I call Harrison Ford man. It's very cool. And he said, this is a shaving scene. It's a shaving scene. And I thought I was coming home at the end of the day and shaving before dinner. Remember, he's 81 years old now. And I said, no, man, you're shaving in the morning before work. And I said, what's the problem? He's like, if I'm shaving in the morning, Bill, I got to be shirtless. And I'm like, that's it? If you're shirtless, you'll shoot the scene? And he goes, yeah, if I'm shirtless, I'll shoot the scene. So I go, all right, man, what do you need? He goes, I don't need anything, Bill. I just need 10 minutes to do some push-ups. It's inspiring, right? All right. Rule number 4, someone said this before, and I like it. Be prepared to fail a lot. This is true. Within 16 months, I got fired off of Boy Meets World, The Nanny, and Friends, all in a row. Boom, boom, boom. I know it's insane that I got fired off Friends because I look a little like Matt Perry's fatter older brother. Not a big deal. I'll take it. Look, to all the families here, I'm not telling your child to get fired a lot. That was a special gift to my parents. But I will tell you, I learned so much about how to read a room, group dynamics, you name it. And when you lose the fear of failure, okay, when you lose that fear, that's when you suddenly feel empowered to take risks and put yourselves out there. When I speak to actors, this is a true story, before they shoot a scene, I tell them that I expect to do at least one take that is awful, just awful, like it's too insane, okay, or too angry, or too sad, literally such a big failure that it'll never be in the show. They just can't be worried about looking foolish. And the secret is the ones who can do that, they're the ones that we all talk about forever and ever, okay? And those takes always end up in the show, without a doubt, by the way. And so if you can lose that fear of failure, there's a reason it's a, how dare you? There's a reason it's a theme here, and hold it close to your heart. Rule number 5 is that social media is not real, and it's awful and poisonous, and it's not allowed in the writer's room. But acknowledging the truth of the world, you can all find me on Twitter and Instagram. at VDoozer. You guys are the only ones that know what it means now. No one knows what it means. Please find me and hit me up. I expect 400 new followers. Okay, that is actually it for rules. This is, by the way, this is true. My script here actually says, come up with strong finish. I'm not lying. I'll give it to one of you afterwards. But it's because I never get around to writing an ending. But in my defense, I've also never given this speech to any writing staff. As I said, I'm just riffing, right? But I will close with this. Mentoring is very, very important to me. It's an element of every single one of my shows. You heard me talk about Gary David Goldberg. He passed away. He changed my life, and he was my one of my first mentors. My very first mentor, in a very apropos fashion, was my senior year in high school English teacher, who saw me sneaking out of class to go across the street to Peach Lake and drink beers with my friends, and he thought I was a good writer, and he challenged me to occasionally hang around with him and talk about movies and books and TV shows, and his name was Bob Cox. I named Dr. Cox in Scrubs after him. Oh, that almost got me. Oh, my goodness. And you know, on Ted Lasso, Jason Sudeikis and I even made all the writers, and that's you all in this metaphor, tell us who mentored them and changed their lives. And I will tell you this, everybody had a story. Everyone had a story. And look, over the years, I've had the good fortune to meet some of the faculty here and to see how inspiring they are. And I suspect some of you already consider them mentors. Do me a favor, be grateful, okay? A thank you or a quick goodbye, it's not enough, all right? Buy them like a cookie cake or a set of snow tires or something. Or stay in touch. But better yet, keep them in your hearts so when the time comes, you can do the same thing and mentor someone else, okay? Sure. And also, never, ever, ever, ever forget the original mentors, your parents. Thank them often and loudly and mean it. And if you do it in a big public way, you can hold it over their heads forever. So in that vein, Mom and Dad, no longer allowed to guilt me. Thank you so much. I'm grateful for everything in my life. It was all you and not me. That's your script. Really means the world to me. Do the same to your folks. Thank you, Sarah Lawrence, for giving me the opportunity to say that to my folks. It matters more than you can imagine. Now go out there and crush it.
Okay, they're still cracking the jokes back there. Thank you, Bill. Thank you so much. Now it's my pleasure to introduce Linda Earley Chastang, both to honor her as part of our commencement exercises and to have her share a few words with you. Linda is an esteemed attorney and the president and CEO of the John and Lillian Miles Lewis Foundation. A 1974 graduate of Sarah Lawrence College, she went on to earn a JD from Howard University and an LLM from Emory University. In 1982, at age 27, Linda was the youngest, the only female, and the first black faculty member at Georgia State College of Law. Later, she became the general counsel in the National Association for the Advancement of Colored Peoples, NAACP Washington office, before going on to serve as Congressman John Lewis's Chief of Staff, Counsel, and Associate Staff on the Ways and Means Committee. Today, in her role at the John and Lillian Miles Lewis Foundation, Linda is continuing her lifelong dedication to creating a more equitable world for all. And now, Linda, I would like to ask you to join me at the podium so that we may confer upon you an honorary degree. Linda Earley Chastang, in recognition of your work and the spirit in which you do it, be it resolved that the Board of Trustees of Sarah Lawrence College commends you on the occasion of the 95th commencement of the college and does hereby confer upon you, by the authority of the Board of Regents of the State of New York, the degree Doctor of Laws, honoris causa, with all of the rights and privileges thereunto appertaining. So we now hood you. And now, Linda, I invite you for a few words.
Okay. I cannot tell you what an honor this is. I'm just absolutely thrilled. As much to be in the company of you as to be with our president and others. You know, when we think of Sarah Lawrence College, we think creative, creatives, creators, or create. We think dance, music, literature, none of which is my forte. But Sarah Lawrence did teach me to create, to think broadly, to embrace diversity, to learn from and engage with diverse points of view, to be original in my analysis, to be inventive in finding solutions, to ask questions, to be honest in my answers, to go from an idea to a thing with confidence. So while I don't dance, I can't sing, I've never played the piano, and my one great novel is yet to come. I am a creative. In my career, I have created programs, organizations, policies, solutions, and laws. In my life, I have created an extraordinary network of good friends, a wonderful family, and a good life. I thank Sarah Lawrence and my parents who knew Sarah Lawrence was the right place for me and encouraged and supported me, for teaching me to create, for giving me the confidence to create, and for making it possible for me to stand here today and call myself a creative. There is no greater privilege or tribute than to be recognized by your alma mater. They knew you when. I am humbled, I am happy, I am honored, and I thank you.
Thank you and congratulations, Linda, the first degree recipient today. And now we move to the conferring of degrees. Will the candidates for the Bachelor of Arts degree please rise? By virtue of the power vested in me by the Regents of the University of the State of New York, and at the recommendations of the faculty and the Board of Trustees of Sarah Lawrence College, I confer upon you the degree Bachelor of Arts with all the rights and privileges pertaining thereto. And now will the Bachelor of Arts come forward?
In the immortal words of Chuck D, here we go again. Congratulations, class of 2023. Zoe Marguerite Abramson. Oliver Adams. Sophie Marie Alexander. Trecia Isabella Allard. Christopher Cole Amon. Owen Colby Anderson. Gwendolyn Ann Appenfeller. Ryan Areco. Esmeralda Arias. Daniela Arias. June Aswad. Bennett Medee Atkins. Phoebe Ray Vaughn Body. Aubrey Elizabeth Baker. Ella Marie Baker Smith. Louisa Justice Baldwin. Alyssa Barahona. Katia Calais Barricklow. Leah Pilar Barris. Reed Asher Bean. Cash Stephen Becky. Catherine Smith Bean. Bella Bien. Catherine Ann Bingham. Maya Victoria Blackman. Elizabeth Catherine Bondelich. Ashley Bonnick. Flannery Branham Camp. Anahat Brar. Malika Braverman. Cosette Marie Brazo. Ariana Sky Brennig. Aaliyah Christine Brennan. Emily Elizabeth Briggs. Sigourney Van Nostrum Buell. Wyatt White Button. Lainey Catherine Caju. Davide Calabri. Bridget Ann Cashman. Francesca Rose Cavallo Phelps. Ada Sarden Rahola. Mateo George Caesarman. Aiden Patrick Calfonte. Sophia Martine Chan. Natty B. Charney. Alex Chavez. Jayung Carolyn Chen. Chen Ja Leing. Shay Marie Cheeves. Lila Blue Coley. Laura McKenzie Cook. Shannon Desiree Kuhn. Camille Lee Cooper. Ryan Corneal. Tia Corsara. Michelle Lorraine Carter-Cram. Christopher Jackson Crary. Diana Bell Creatura. Cecilia Genevieve Cuddy. Lillian Margaret Kaczynski Dave. Berna Teresa DaCosta. Lance Gerard Areo de Leos. Michaela? Okay. Sarah Rose DeCaro Rincon. Mary Elizabeth Del Vecchio. Emma Sky de Naples. Isabel Laura Dighton. Helen Ding. Shane Doran. Christine Joy DeFour. Skylar Ray Eckert. Ruben Jonathan Egan. Chinoso Adana Alele. Hannah Rose Emilius. Hunter Taylor Erickson. Alexander May Farr. Jason A. Feinberg. Sarah Elizabeth Flaherty. Rose Marie Fleshman. Chloe Christian Fontenot. Ivy Foulon. Michaela Simone Francis. Gabrielle Solange Freeman. Carson Leal Friedman. Isabel Yasmin Friedman. Emma Page Gable. Molly Ingrid Gallant. Margaret Grace Gallagher. Eleanor Lee Ganson. Jesse Christopher Guerra. David Gelb. Lila Gerstmann. Raquel Antoinette Goddard. Brooklyn Kate Golinvo. Ellery Godsell. Eve Green. Holly Christina Gregory. Tyler Wayne Grubb. Elias Stone Gutierrez. Sophia Rose Harbor. Isabella Ray Hardman. Kelsey Lauren Harrison. Carmel Rose Hinchell. Simon Alexander Herrera. Jordan May Heidman. Mina Leora Hillman. Meridian Iris Hinton Cooley. Emma Marie Hoffman. Hannah Simone Holden. Elizabeth Ho. Peyton Greta Howell. Aaliyah Michelle Hires. Brett Ashley Highland. Tyandria Ford Jabber. I think we'll hold this degree. Grace Kimberly Blue Jackson. James Nai Xing Jin. Marissa Ann Johns. Jane Junka. Maytal Elia Kamenowski. Megan Kang. Samantha Jacqueline Cuttle. Rowan Mikula Kerr. Asfin, Apia Ahmad Iran Khan. Menur Khan. Ayako Elizabeth Kyoto. Jacob Austin Clammer. Aubrey Lynn Clavin. Hax Theo Aylin Koenig Weber. Theo Richard Kozkov. Aaron Machiko Kubota. Zoe Matthew Kulkin. Iman Lalvani. Ayana Faith Lawrence. Camille Ivy Lasso. Julia Corinne Leclerc. Zachary Clucci Ledoux. Rebecca Ellen Lee. Rebecca Ann Leader. Jamie Connors Linehan. Grace LeSueur. Michelle Levinger. Yuan Liang. Ella Jane Hansen Lieberman. Amelia Latin Iganya. Daniel Anthony Lazul. Veronique Loga. Dimitra Katerina Lakopoulos. Noah Thomas Love. Desmond Bronson Luck. Natasha Tilly Marcusa. Lucia Claire Mera. Sammy Marshall. Neve Amber Martinique. Felix A. Massey. Greer Josephine McAllister. Milo McDonald. Catherine Regina McEachern. Margaret Casey McGinnis. Catherine V. McCain. Hannah Olivia McKee. Mary Highland McQuillan. Jordan J. Medina. Aubrey Longworth Mayer. Claire Elizabeth Milgram. Fiona Ray Miller. Mason H. Miller. Claire Courtney Mitchell. Soph Talat Moazed. Gaia Moisen. Nicholas P. Molinero. Avery Francis Moore. Jessie Marie Moore. Hannah Ortiz Morelli. Eleanor Gilbert Morgan. Chloe Sophia Elias Morris. Lillian Beach Morton. Maisie Hazel Moss. Marin Traynor Muhlenberg. Quinn Doe Mullen. Clara Grace Mulvihill. Calvin Raymond Mum. Gabriella Noel Nana. Lucia Ella Napier Benincasa. Caden Atticus Napoli. Aman Narula. Erica Nazarova. Grace Davida Nobles. Samantha Knockimson. Elizabeth O'Brien. Alexis Ofori. Catherine Oxton. Jolie Love Parham. Juan Fernando Paris. Isaiah Joseph Partridge Chase. Emma Campbell Patterson. James Kristen Pedotti. William Garrett Peterson. Leah Shulamit Pfeffer. Keelan Elizabeth Pogue. Natalia Rose Potter. Tristan Joshua Potter. Tori Simone Power. Maya Catherine Kendall Prescott. Saffron P. Quinn. Sophia Blythe Quinn. Andrea Carolino Quieros. Anushka Ray. Madeline Mary Riley. Abigail Love Ryan. Connor James Richardson. Leo Alexander Ritterhoff. Ikim Factor Roel. Mari Rosado. Liza Claire Rosen. Naomi Sari Rotman. Xiomara Ruiz. Eleanor Flagg Ryan. Molly Claire Ryan. Kate Sterling Sabiston. Dorian Sanchez. Jennifer C. Santoni. Sarah Santos. Harry Avrami Saroff. Rachel Bella Saruski. Arik Schneier. Haley Ann Schoenberger. Jessica Meredith Schreier. Marita Guardino Schreiner. Michael Scuto. Rachel Blair Servino. Kavya Sharma. Kinza Siddiqui. Serena Singh. Nandini Sinha. Kayla McKenzie Sloan. Quincy K. Smith. John Peter Spasic. Ross Ian Spellman. Anna Stradanovic. Taisia Catherine Stansmore. Zoe Faye Stanton Savitz. L.R. Staples. Jade S. Stefan. Brenna Sky Stevens. Ruby Rose O'Brien Steigers. Caillou Sun. Natalie Sousa. Thistle Kathleen Swan. Yibing Tang. Camille Marie Taylor. Sophia Williamson Chichow. Babalwa Tatiana. Emma Claire Thibodeau Thompson. Jacqueline Tong. Christopher Stephen Torres. Matilda Trapasso. Sigmund Perwin Chernich. William Burke Tway. Quinn Van Buren. Zoe Abigail Van Laer. Sumidha Ram Vermulakanda. Lola Botruba. Yitong Wang. Catherine Justel Wanger. Avery I. Warsaw. Leah Ann Watson. Emma Josephine Weed. Molly Rose Weinstein. Emma Catherine White. Ainsley Kathleen McCaffrey Wilkinson. Catherine Lane Williams. Una Moselle Williamson. Samantha J. Wojcik. Tristan Dane Wolf Larson. Raven Wolf. Natalie Ying Yang Wong. Camilla Reed Wooden Soto. Harry Justman Wozniak. Eddie B. Yoffe. Deanna Zamam. Yuanhui Zhang. Yiming Zhen. Jurai Zhou. Okay. Rai Ju. And last but not least, Vatone.
And now for the conferring of graduate degrees. Will the candidates, yeah, you can yell, for the graduate degrees. Will the candidates for Master of Science please rise? Master of Science, by virtue of the power vested in me by the Regents of the University of the State of New York, and at the recommendation of the faculty and the Board of Trustees of Sarah Lawrence College, I confer upon you the degree Master of Science with all of the rights and privileges pertaining thereto. Congratulations to our Masters of Science. Masters of Science, please be seated. And now will the Master of Arts, candidates for the Master of Arts degree, please rise. By virtue of the power vested in me by the Regents of the University of the State of New York, and at the recommendation of the faculty and the Board of Trustees of Sarah Lawrence College, I confer upon you the degree Master of Arts with all the rights and privileges pertaining thereto. Congratulations to our Masters of Arts. Please be seated, and will the candidates for the Master of Fine Arts degree please rise? By virtue of the power vested in me by the Regents of the University of the State of New York, and at the recommendation of the faculty and the Board of Trustees of Sarah Lawrence College, I confer upon you the degree Master of Fine Arts with all the rights and privileges pertaining thereto. Congratulations to our Master of Fine Arts. And will the candidates for the Master of Science in Education please rise? By virtue of the power vested in me by the Regents of the University of the State of New York, and at the recommendation of the faculty and the Board of Trustees of Sarah Lawrence College, I confer upon you the degree Master of Science in Education with all of the rights and privileges pertaining thereto. Congratulations. And now will all of our master's candidates please rise, and Kim Ferguson, Dean of Graduate and Professional Studies, will bring them to the stage to receive their degrees.
Master of Science in Dance Movement Therapy. Delara Akpana. Rachel Danielle Alford. Ashmita Biswas. Rebecca Diane Brown. Grace Jane Luttrell. Lauren Marcus Raz. Iris Livia Ridley. Johnny Stellard. Aaron Tanaki. Master of Science degree in Human Genetics. Valerie Ann Scamenti. Cameron Soriano. Catherine Stevens. Dana Jane Tyree. Rebecca Venezia. Cassidy Welch. Mackenzie Waltz. Sky Rose Bayron Wormbrand. Master of Science degree in Education. Ella Ages. Kate Colabella. Zoe Kim. Lily Padilla. Megan Retzloff. Master of Arts in Child Development. Courtney Pohaikealoha Bachman. Prabjot Kaur Lali. Shaija Akasha Ferguson. Mandira Tavari. Luiko Yoshimoto. Master of Fine Arts in Dance. Alexandra Lee Bilodeau. Jingshin Chen. Valen Morgan DuPont. Sarai Garcia. Mingjun Han. Allison Lynn Hooks. Moss Lovejoy. Chloe Annabella Schaefer. Master of Fine Arts in Theatre. Alia Claire Hunter. Anapurva Green. Brielle Burgess. Chisam Awachia. Danilo Zepeda. Jeremy Kadetsky. Red. Jillian Delaney Jatan. Kenneth King. Lori King. Marissa Ann Bonte Conroy. Megan Ham. Z. Hannah. Master of Fine Arts in Writing, Alejandra Bejo Thomas. Brenna Bierson. William Cagle. Anna Marie Kane. Zachariah Claypole White. Kevin Cole. Jessica D'Ambrosio. Holly Dyer. Jean Marie Fleming. Madison Gummer. DeAndre Renee Jackson. Allison Renee Lax. Tangela Chantrice Mitchell. Sophia Rose Corbin Ortega. Ariel Palavan. Rita Perez Padilla. Anthony Roundjaverta. Maysam Saraji. Aribad Shelley. Akaya Stewart. Kayla Tenhouse. And Jeffrey N. Williamson. Congratulations.
Congratulations to the class of 2023. I welcome you as the newest members of the Alumni Association of Sarah Lawrence. We salute you, we honor you, and we honor your parents, your mentors, your family, and your friends. We thank the trustees, the faculty, the staff. We are grateful for their loyalty and service, which has made this college what it is. Graduates, take pride in your achievements and take pride in the promise of what you will do, as we all do for you. Congratulations. And so come now, graduates and guests, to celebrate on the North Lawn. And I declare the 95th commencement of Sarah Lawrence College concluded.